Every human being carries two versions of themselves. One is weak, driven by fear, excuses, and comfort. The other is strong, disciplined, and unshakable. A version that does not bend under the weight of life's hardships, but rises above them. But here's the truth. To kill the weak version of yourself is not to hate who you are, but to stop betraying who you could become. To break the chains of comfort and walk into the fire of transformation, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. This isn't a lesson about motivation, it's a declaration of war. Because you were not born to crawl in the shadows of your own potential. You were born to rise, to fight, and to conquer yourself. Now, let's dive in. Step 1. Face your inner enemy. The first act of transformation begins with a confrontation. Because to conquer the weak version of yourself, you must face it, not with the world, but with the reflection staring back at you. Most people avoid mirrors of truth. They hide behind distractions, entertainment, and other people's opinions. To see yourself clearly is painful, but pain is the birthplace of power. As Epictetus said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Ask yourself, when was the last time I did something that truly challenged me? What excuses am I nurturing to justify my lack of action? What comforts have turned into cages? Honesty is the sword that cuts through illusion, and only when you expose your weakness can you begin to slay it. Step 2. Burn down your excuses. The Stoics believed that the delay of virtue is the death of progress. The weak self thrives on excuses and negativity. It's not the right time. I'll start tomorrow. I'm just not ready yet. These are not harmless thoughts, but they are chains. To kill the weak version of yourself, you must burn the bridge back to comfort. Destroy every excuse that lets you retreat to your old ways. Because the truth is, weakness is not inability. It is unwillingness. Start by taking one hard action every day that the old you would avoid. Wake earlier. Speak your mind. Choose discomfort over ease. Every act of courage is a small funeral for your weaker self. Step 3. Build discipline like a fortress. Weakness dies where discipline lives. Remember, discipline is not punishment. It's liberation. It's the quiet strength that says, I will do what must be done, regardless of how I feel. Epictetus taught his students that the key to freedom is mastery of impulse. No man is free who is a slave to his passions. Think of discipline as a fortress built brick by brick. Each brick a small act of consistency. When you wake early, when you finish the workout, when you choose learning over scrolling, you place another stone on the walls of your inner citadel. Each moment of resistance strengthens your mind, the way lifting weight strengthens the body. Pain is not your enemy, it is your training partner. Step 4. Live by values, not feelings. Let me be honest with you. The weak version of you lives by mood, but the strong version lives by principle. When you choose to act only when you feel motivated, you become a puppet of emotion. But when you act according to what is right, you become unshakable. Seneca reminded his students, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. To kill the weak self, anchor yourself to your values, integrity, courage, humility, and perseverance. Let them guide your actions even when fear screams louder than faith. When you stand for something greater than yourself, weakness cannot survive. Remember, killing the weak version of yourself is not a single act. It is a daily ritual. Every morning you wake to the same war. Every evening you either feed the weak self or strengthen the warrior within. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. The Stoics never sought to become flawless. They sought to become better. Marcus Aurelius failed, doubted, and suffered. Yet every day he wrote to himself reminders to return to virtue. That's the secret. The strong version of you is not fearless. It simply refuses to bow to fear. When you live with this mindset, your life transforms. You stop begging for an easier world and start building a stronger soul.